Eso, ¿todo bien?
¿Todo bien, Marco? ¿Cómo
Mira
vas?
bien.
Qué bueno, qué bueno. Vamos a ver, yo creo que ya empezó a grabar. ¿Le parece si empezamos de una vez?
Sí,
Okay. I'm going to share my screen to see the tasks that we have to work. Can you see my screen?
yes, I see.
Okay. This is the first task. It says we have to discuss each of the questions in the following slide with your partner. Make follow-up questions when possible. It's basically to talk about graffitis.
Mhm.
What do you think about graffitis?
I think that it's art. The people who make the graffitis um, are artists because it's not easy make these figures. And you, what do you think about graffitis?
Yeah, I think the same because the most of the time there are beautiful art pieces. Sometimes people think that is only vandalism, but some of them are very, very complicated paints, or it has a good message. For example, in this example, there is a good message in this graphic. It says no bloodshed, we want peace. I think this is something beautiful.
Maybe the bad thing is that the people make graffitis in public street.
Yes, this is the problem. For some people, this is something wrong. Um, is incorrect. So I think they can find a better place to do. For example, ask for permission to do the graffitis or something like that.
Exactly. I think the same.
Okay. What do you think about the graffiti in the photos? For example, the first one, I think is a good graffiti.
Yes, I don't understand what say, but the graffiti is good.
Mhm. And the last one is this is trash for me.
Yes, this is not from an artist.
Exactly. This is very common to see in every place.
Yeah.
Um, why do people do graffiti? What do you think?
Okay, I think that maybe uh, how you say that leave a good message, or maybe to protest. Usually, the people make graffitis to protest for many reasons against the state. And in other hand, I think that the people make graffitis too for um, make a space in a park or in a street beautiful to see.
Exactly. Yes. Are there any where you live? or do you know um, a place with a beautiful graffiti?
Um, in my house or near, no, but uh, near of here are a college in and in the wall of the college in the side of the street uh, was a graffiti. And you, are there any where you live?
Not exactly near to here, but in near to the tech, I saw a good graffiti, but I don't know um, what exactly is. I don't know if there is still there, but in around 3 months, I think I see that graffiti. I think is a complicated drawing. Maybe the person do who did it is an artist. It has a beautiful colors. I don't know if the people who live around just covered that graffiti, but it was a nice one. Um, have you done one or know someone that has?
No, I I haven't. Um, but I think that maybe my brother can make one, but I never see him. But he have the ability of in the drawings and he in his room he paint in the wall and make some pictures big and did it well. Uh, but friends or people that I know, I don't know any people. And you?
Um, Me neither. I don't know an artist, a graffiti artist. But I think there are many of them. But I know not exactly the names or who exactly the people are, but I know some um, trashy or ugly um, drafters who make, for example, the last one graffiti. They just make some letters or nonsense drawings. I know most of them. Um,
Eh,
and the next, discuss these statements about graffiti. Do you agree or disagree with them, and why? Graffiti is just vandalism, and it doesn't have any artistic value. Well, I think with the first one, it's true, but the most of the times it had some sense or beauty in it.
yes, I think this too because sometimes it's just for vandalism, but not always. I
Yeah,
think, and uh, most of it has any artistic value.
yeah.
Really,
Sometimes it depends of the buildings or the walls, but the graffitis makes the um, the around looks better.
Mhm.
And in some towns, you can see beautiful drawings who makes who makes the houses or the buildings um, a little bit beautiful. I
Yes,
think.
I think that in a big city where only have buildings, and you see through the window and see a big wall, it's better to see a good graffiti in there.
Yeah, exactly. With the second, I I agree because um, I think um, street artists maybe they first can ask for permission to do his art. Um, it make it better if it is legal is more beautiful. Um, but I think um, is wrong to punish her, the artists who make these drawings, because there are many really terrible crimes around here. Um, to punish her, this artist is not had sense for me.
Just in fact, I think this is very bad to punish the artist too, and I think that if it's a person that is an artist, they have to make the graffiti in legally, because they make art, and why make it if was a crime, I think.
Yeah, it's true. Do you think when graffiti ends up in galleries, it stops being graffiti? Um, I think is the same. Um, I think the essence for the graffiti is the expression, not where is make it.
Yes, the form of the art,
Mhm,
not the not where is make it.
yeah, or the message, for example.
Mhm,
No, no matter where is um, make it is the value of the drawing.
the
Oh,
style too.
exactly. Um, Thanks to graffiti and street art, cities are colorful, lively, and look more interesting. I don't agree because we just talk about it. Um, the most of the times, buildings looks beautiful with this kind of art, um, especially when it is in how I can say harmonia or looks um,
Mm.
good with an with our environment, for example, with nature or or I don't know, uh, any kind of building. Um, it's difficult to do this kind of graffitis because it depends with the environment. I don't know
Mhm.
if you can understand what I try to say.
Yes, I understand. Um, is um, Okay, I think that if the people organize to make graffitis, it's 100% better that if only one people make a graffiti in one wall and then other people make in the side of that it, the graffitis don't make a union, but if it was organized, I think the city can be more beautiful, I think.
Yeah, it's true. Um, do you think graffiti is an effective way to spreading political message? Totally agree. For me, I don't know. It's very common to see people who complains about the president or I don't know, a major or something like that, or football. And is a better way to 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 share their opinions, and,
But
and it's
but
a artist way.
yes, but sometimes uh, the people abused of that because
Yeah,
are they make a building uh, to looks very awful and uh, ruin that only for spreading a political message.
yeah,
The people, uh, the people have the right to express, but uh, maybe they have to I how can I say that to cuidar,
take care.
take care the building in where they make the expression.
Yeah, exactly. It depends of the quality of the art on the if the message is respectful, or of is something wrong, like to share a bad opinion about someone that they hate. I think is a good political spreading message, because um, you can um, say to the people something that is wrong, but in a good way, um, using art like a, a good design or beautiful colors, but also it has a political message, but with respect. It's the important.
Yes. Do you remember when in here in Costa Rica in the UCR, the people make a lot of graffitis in the social building, but it only a trash graffiti in the walls, and that's ruined the entire building.
Yeah,
That's not sense for me.
yes, that was terrible, because the message totally was lost,
Hmm.
because nobody understand when you make this kind of expressions with hate or I don't know, um, offending people or making a damage in a building is terrible. Um, it totally lost the content of the graffiti, in my opinion. Um, okay. Now for this task we have to see the video. Okay, I'm going
Call your
to
attention about the video. Okay, first we watch the video.
okay. Let me see if I can you hear the video? No.
No, I can't.
Find some familiar artists from
Now?
Yes, I
Yes.
can. I
Okay. Perfect. Let me start again.
underappreciated and often outright maligned, some familiar artists from days gone by are finally getting their due. Serena Altschul has the then and now.
In the 1970s and 80s, New York experienced a creative explosion like no other. And most New Yorkers just hated it.
I despise graffiti.
Just depresses me to look at it.
Absolute filth.
Graffiti and street art was out of control.
While New York City didn't start graffiti, it's the city that made graffiti famous.
Today, New York's bad old days are being celebrated. LL Cool J was there, so was Spike Lee. All at the opening last month of Beyond the Streets, the largest exhibition of graffiti and street art ever produced.
I was obsessed with graffiti as a kid, and I still am.
You still are.
Absolutely.
Ex-graffiti artist Roger Gastman is the show's curator.
I want people to come here and understand the true birth of graffiti, the true birth of street art, but at the same time celebrate the artists that worked on the street and have gone on to have incredible studio practices, gallery careers, museum careers.
For weeks, a team of designers, carpenters, and artists worked feverishly to put together the show in a brand new building that sits on Brooklyn's old industrial waterfront. The exhibition features work from some 150 artists, including Shepard Fairey, the Gorilla Girls, and Kenny Scharf. Some, like the late Keith Haring, are superstars. Others are anonymous because doing graffiti and street art is still considered a crime.
We're under arrest for graffiti in the subway.
In 1982, the then famous Haring was even arrested while accompanied by a CBS News crew.
Of course it's vandalism, and it is a crime. And that is what's so interesting about it.
If New York made graffiti famous around the world, it's thanks in no small part to photographer Martha Cooper and her landmark 1984 book.
In the late 70s, I met a young boy who showed me his notebook, and he explained that he was practicing his name to write on the wall. I just thought this was a very interesting phenomenon, that kids had their own art form, that they understood and that adults didn't, and I felt I had been let into a secret society.
A member of that secret society was Leonard Hilton McGurr.
Meet Futura 2000. He's what's known in the graffiti underground as a writer.
He was featured on CBS News in 1981.
I don't want to always be writing on subways. I would personally like to flourish as a graphic artist.
And he has. His work now sells for thousands of dollars.
The graffiti culture spoke to me in terms of identifying who I was in this jungle, the zoo of growing up in New York.
He just finished a collaboration with fashion designer Virgil Abloh.
The view has changed over time, right? I mean, we don't look at street artists and graffiti artists as criminals.
It's funny how we have softened our opinion. All the people who are inclusive in this story are just pushing the boundaries. And so, of course, people are embracing it because, quite frankly, it's a relevant art form.
Street art and murals have become the great gentrifier.
People come to the neighborhoods to see it now.
There's tours for graffiti, there's tours for street art.
Even the South Pacific island of Tahiti hosts a street art and graffiti festival. Travel to Denmark, and you might see the work of artist Huskmit Noun. And here's the installation of Australian husband and wife duo Dabs Mila. From New York, around the world, and back again, graffiti really has gone beyond the streets.
Okay. Okay. Let's talk about graffiti. What caught your attention about the video? What called your attention about the video? And in my case, I saw a lot of awful and ugly graffitis, just like the kind of graffiti that we can see in Costa Rica in any walk in Cartago or San Jose or the Red Zone in San Jose. But there are a little bit who is beautiful pieces of art. I don't know. What do you think, or what do you can see in the video?
Yes, I in the video this called me my attention too. Uh, the time in New York when the graffitis are made make to abused um, the the streets. I think that this time was uh, very bad, and uh, after that I was impressed how the graffiti in this place transformed for form to art, because they say that after they make a buildings specifically for the graffiti art and expositions to for the people to go there and see them.
Yeah, exactly. What do you remember about the video? I don't be sure if they said the graffiti start in New York. I just understand that in the 19th, 18th, and 19th, and it explode in New York. But I don't remember if they said specifically that graffiti start in New York.
Yes, I don't remember, but I I remember the same that is in New York explode in this time, but I'm not sure that in New York start.
Okay. They say the the graffitis is beyond the streets. So they are saying that graffitis are pieces don't belongs to streets only. In fact, they have a lot of them in a building, in our galleries, or in other buildings. I think this what they said with beyond the streets message.
Yes.
Give me a second. Sorry.
Okay, no problem.
Okay. Okay. Sorry for that.
The next one is the show's curator still a graffiti artist? I don't remember the show's curator.
Sparky Lee. I don't be sure if the guy was Sparky Lee. Jeez, yeah. I don't know the name,
the
but
guy who arrested the police arrested.
The curator show, the show's curator. I don't know. I don't remember if he is still the curator, the show's curator.
No.
Next, how many artists are featured at the exhibition? I remember less 3.
But famous people, because in the exhibition were a lot of people that are anonymous.
Yeah, you have the reason. You're right. When did photographer Martha Cooper publish her book?
I no idea.
I don't pay attention to dates, but I only remain that it started in the 80s. If I think it started in the 80s and with her book.
This book was I remember something that she took a book from other guy. That's it. This is for where she takes the ideas to publish a book.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right. Where does the graffiti and street art festival take place? New York. No. I don't remember the place exactly, but I think it's in New York. Whose point of view do you agree with? In my case, some people, the older, says that it's not a kind of art. I agree with this, but partially, because we just talk about it, and they usually you saw the ugly ones. They don't know more about the art street. So I agree with this. I think it's the most important point of view that I can see in this video, because it's very common in every country or social culture.
Yes.
What do you think?
Yes, I think the same. I think that the change of point of view in New York, that in the past the graffitis were part of a criminal uh, uh, criminal art, or I don't know, and then they changed the form of make the the graffitis, and converted uh, for a good expression for an art. Maybe they uh, dedicated for make the people that not if, are part of this, the people, the external people, uh, watch the graffitis in this form too. And I agree for this second point of view that they make,
Yeah.
to see the graffitis, uh, the see the graffitis in a way that it's art, not a crime
Yeah.
thing.
Exactly. For they this is a good expression to show his art, the art,
Mhm.
and it's okay for me for that. Um, continue. Let's practice with sequencers. Choose the correct option. We have to select a word of two. Let me see.
Connecting words sequencers practice.
Okay.
When or first? I think it's first. First, I called Sue and arranged to meet her for a birthday lunch.
Yeah, is right. Is right. Let
Mhm.
me to mark that option. It's ready. Okay. Um, for the second one, I think is next. Right.
Mhm.
Next, I went to the part.
Right.
Okay. The third one.
Then I bought Sue a present.
Yeah. Okay. And then after that, we were having lunch. The fourth is after that, right?
No, I disagree because uh,
Okay. Yeah, you're right.
yes, in the sentence uh, after that I are a situation. I don't know.
Yeah, you are right. Sorry. Um, for the last, we have to wait for a long time, but finally the police came. Finally.
Yes, and they even gave us a lift home, but we never got a back.
Okay. Excellent. Um, other one. Let me see. First, I have to plan the picture. But I think the first is first.
Yes,
Yes. Okay.
I have to plan picture. I have to decide what I'm going to draw and how big it will be. Then I have to find a good idea of pavement.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right. And it can be very bossy. Oh, I won't get permission to draw there. Next, I use a special camera to plan the picture. Next.
Okay, yes.
Mm, then,
And when that I finish the planning, I do a simple drawing of the picture. I think that is. Oh no.
After.
Mm, mm. After that, I finish planning. Yes, after.
After. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. I do a simple drawing of the picture. I have to check the picture hundreds of times while I am drawing it.
Yes, while
Okay.
drawing it, I finished the simple drawing. I add color. Oh, I have to check the picture 100 of times while I am drawing it. After I finish the simple drawing.
Yeah, I think it's after. Yeah. When finally I take a photo of my work. Finally.
Yes, finally.
Okay, perfect. Okay. Yeah. Excellent. We continue with task 4. Choose 2 of the tasks and write instruction, the steps to follow
Oh,
to complete.
each one.
What about if you select one and we make the process, and then I select one and we both make the process. Are you agree?
Okay. Yes.
Okay. What do you choose?
I choose maybe use a coffee maker.
Okay, let me see.
An easy one. Okay.
Okay. So,
Okay.
okay.
First, I need to fill the filter with coffee.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Coffee.
Then I have to take the recipient and fill with water while I see the measure.
Okay.
While I see the measure and put the water in the coffee maker.
I see the measure and
fill with the water while I see the measure and
okay.
And I don't know that is put the water of other verb that like vaciar maybe. No.
And put
I don't know.
And then, or maybe in this way, I have to take the recipient and fill it with water while I see the measure.
I searched and I found that is and empty the water into the container or into the coffee maker.
Let me see.
But
While I see the measure and
then empty the water into the coffee maker.
empty.
Or put the water for yes.
Put the water
into the coffee maker.
To the coffee maker. The coffee maker.
Okay. Finally, I have to close the
cap.
The
cap. I don't know if the
or the
cap.
I don't know.
The container. I close the container.
I don't know. Or close the coffee maker.
Yeah, or yeah. I finally close the coffee maker.
And turn on
and turn
the
and turn on.
yes.
Yes, in this way. Okay.
That's it.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's okay. Let me see what I select. Use a standard. Use a credit. Use a vendor. I think we can use a vendor.
Okay.
Okay, so let me see. First, I take off the cap of the blender, and then I put I don't know the ingredients into the container.
Mm-hmm. Or recipient.
Recipient, yes, it's better. Recipient. After that, I need to, very important, to look up the feeder of the blender. And finally, I have to turn on the machine.
Yes, I agree.
It's okay. Do you think with this with this four?
Yes, for me it's fine.
Yeah. Okay, it's done. So let's continue with task number 5. Let's role play. We have to make a role play. You are going to do a role play with your partner. Read your role card and prepare your thoughts before you begin. Make it last at least 3 minutes. What about if you are student B
Okay.
and I am student A? So take a moment to read and prepare your talks. Okay.
Okay.
Let me know when you are ready, please.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Okay, I think I am ready.
Okay, perfect. So let's start.
Okay. Hello, Bansky. Can you answer a few questions for me?
Yeah, don't worry. Make the questions that you need. I promise I will be honest.
Thank you. I think I understand that you never gives an interview, but thank you for the opportunity. The first question: what is the meaning of the graffitis for you?
Well, it's true. First of all, I am very busy person, and this is the first interview that I do. For your question, for me, art street and graffitis are everything because I think you can express yourself with this kind of art, so you can say anything to everyone in any language, so any people can understand you. I believe that my art is is a universal art, and it's beautiful for me. Um, this is the graffitis for a street artist.
Okay. The next one. Do you use the graffitis for expose any situation or only make the graffitis for make art?
Yeah, I think graffiti art um, helps to people to understand many things. Um, I use it to communicate my message, my thoughts, my political opinion in sometimes. Um, I obviously it has some kind of art, but the most of the times I want to people think things or beliefs what I can see of the work, how I can see the political parties, or how I see the fashion, or how the people take care of the planet. Um, I understand that many people don't understand what I paint on walls, but I try to communicate with people in this way.
Oh my God, it's a very good thought.
Thank you.
Um, okay, finally, the last question. What do you uh, tell the people who wants to be a graffiti artist?
Yeah, the first is please take care of you, because is in some countries it's a crime. It's it like vandalism. So many people can send you to jail for that. So first of all, take care, and then I recommend to new street artists to be to show their opinion in a respectful way, because these art don't means to be rude or express hate with some people. So please be a good person while you are painting, because it depends if the people around can consider you an artist, or um, or what a part person. This is the most important um, advice who I can tell you.
Okay, definitely you are inspiring too much people with these words. I have to thank you for the interview, and you know you are a great artist. The most of people know you as a greatest graffiti artist, and I can't wait for watch the new graffitis that you make. Thank you very much.
Thank you. It was a pleasure to make this interview. Have a nice day. Yeah,
Okay.
ready. um, other one. No, it's the same.
Uh-huh.
This page is repeated. Um, don't worry. That's 3 answers.
Okay. For
Okay, let me see. First,
First, next, then, while. The first,
yeah,
next, then, while, and finally.
yeah,
Yes.
okay. And this one, a quiet sea view. Okay. I think it's okay, but yeah, yeah. Good job. And it's the final.
Level 6, have a nice week. Yes, and that's it. Thank you very
Excellent.
much, Diego.
Thank you for you, Marco. I will send this link to the video to the teacher, and I will copy to you in the email.
Yes, no problem.
And thank you for your work, and have a nice night. Good evening.
Thank you very much for you, and thank you for the work too. Have a good night.
Okay, thank you. See you.
See you.
Okay.